The thought that those who think that there were some other reasons behind the surface that made you do the Diezani documentary.
Yeah.
What prompted you?
Nothing. So, again, in 2020, I stopped sharing my opinion. And this is why, in public, on Twitter, anywhere, this is why I realized that I'm so weird that it's like when I tell people that I'm not on WhatsApp, I know they think I'm lying. They think I'm a liar. I'm so weird that when I talk, people would think you are capping, like the youth say these days. Honestly, there was no reason. And at some point, I felt so sorry for Diezani when I was doing the investigation. But I thought, this poor man, it's just sad that your story is the one I chose to tell. Because this is literally what happened. We got funding to do a documentary that would explain how corruption works in Nigeria. I was going to do a documentary on the NIS scandal, the one where the children died in the stadium.
Yeah.
That was what I chose. But when I sat down with my content advisors and we're storyboarding the documentary, they said, you want to explain how money flows internationally. NIS money doesn't flow internationally. So they said, we have to look for a colorful character that Nigerians immediately recognize with at least a concluded legal case. So it's not just allegedly. And at that time, the US government had concluded and repatriated $53 million. People forget, but there is a concluded Diezani case in America. And then also that it shows how money goes international through money laundering. And when we're now storyboarding names, Diezani fits every single box. That's the reason why I did that documentary. It wasn't, I never met her in my life.
Apart from Abacha, do you think Diezani is probably one of the second biggest thief in Nigeria of Nigerian wealth?
If the reports, if the EFCC is correct, and there have not been convictions, so to speak, there have not been any criminal convictions in Nigeria. If the EFCC, the US government, and the UK investigators who spoke exclusively to me are correct, then she's in the top 3. But there's no convictions. There's only a conviction for $53 million. There's only a repatriation, a judgment for $53 million in the UK. There's a case for a little over £100 million in the UK. And there are cases for multiple millions of billions of naira in Nigeria. But if everybody who has documented is correct, then she's in the top 3. But we often forget the former governor of my state, Ibori. And we also forget Danetete. We often forget Danetete. And so in doing the documentary, there's so many people tell me, do a documentary on somebody. I'm saying, bring the money. Do a documentary on and bring the money.
It doesn't come cheap.
Anybody that if you give me money, even if it's because you are the person's enemy, if you give me the money, as long as I have creative freedom, I will do the documentary. So there are a lot of figures. We've seen, there are a number of colorful characters, even if they are innocent, but they have been linked with corruption. Emefiele, James Ibori, Danetete. These are all great subjects for documentaries. They are all. So and that's the way I came up with the Diezani documentary. First of all, it even came before Tinubu became president. It came before the whole Emefiele scandal, all of that. But if I find an interesting documentary subject, I will tell the story.
Is there something that you think this government is doing that they could correct for the interest of the public?
Cheryl, you are so good. Let me say so, because obviously I'm a Nigerian. I think that, I don't want to criticize anybody, but I think that cutting the costs of governance in terms of the comfort of people in government is such a low-hanging fruit that gains immediate credibility with the public that I wonder why they don't do it. Just the number of planes, the number of people that go on and interact, no matter how. Politics is about statecraft, it's about craft. It's about pictures and images and videos. The public must feel it. There's something, an aphorism in law. People don't know I'm a lawyer. But it's simply aphorism. Justice must not just be done, but must be seen to be done. So especially when we have personally wealthy government officials, I'm like, you can fund this thing by yourself. You can get your billionaire friends to fund it. Just let the public see that you've cut the cost of governance as it relates to you. Yeah. It's such a low. Any president that does that across the world, from the small president of Brazil, Mexico, once they do it, they gain immediate credibility with the public. I just wish, it's just this low-hanging fruit. African presidents that do it, it's what Burkina Faso presidents use to kill people, they admire him. Kagame does that a little bit. Some of the former presidents of Ghana do it. It just gives you so much credibility with the audience. Yeah.